everyone, and thank you for joining me for another episode of Persephone's Pantry. So today I'm super excited because I'm going to be sharing with you my lentil bolognese recipe, which is obviously an awesome alternative for a meat bolognese, and it's full of lentils which are packed full of protein, some delicious veggies, and it's pretty simple, so I can't wait to share it with you. Okay, so to start off, when I make a bolognese, I like making a paste of all the vegetables. So first of all, I blitz everything up in the food processor, and then I fry off in the frying pan. Okay, so to start with, I'm going to put some capsicum, some celery, carrots, mushrooms, onion, and a couple of garlic cloves into the food processor. If you don't have a food processor, you can finely dice everything. Obviously, just will take a little bit longer. There's a bit more of a labor of love. If you have a Thermomix, that will also work brilliantly. Okay, so there's all our vegetables in the processor. I'll add a little bit of basil in a minute, and then I'll add some more when everything is cooking. So just blitz this for a couple of minutes until everything is like a firm paste. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. I'm just going to scrape down the sides, give it another little blitz. But I'm going to add a little bit of basil. The stalks is fine. Tear up a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to add a secret ingredient, which is half a teaspoon of vegetable stock. This is just powdered stock. If you just have a vegetable stock cube, then just use half of that. That's absolutely fine. And then I'm going to blitz up for another couple of seconds, and then that should be good. Okay, so this is all blitzed up really nicely. That's the kind of consistency you're looking for, a nice firm paste. So this is perfect. I'm now going to take this to the frying pan and fry it off. Okay, so I've just preheated my frying pan. I'm going to put a glug of olive oil in. And that should be nice and hot. And then I'll just put the vegetable mixture in. Beautiful. We'll just let that sweat down for about 5 minutes, and then we will add the lentils. Okay, so this has been cooking away for about 5 minutes on a high heat. Smells so good. And then I'm going to add a few other ingredients before I add the lentils. So I've got some smoked paprika. I'm going to add about a teaspoon of that. And I got some sweet paprika. I'm going to add about half a teaspoon of that. Then some dried thyme. About a teaspoon of that. That nice stir. Smelling really, really good now. And then some cracked black pepper. We probably don't need to add any more salt for a moment because we've got the vegetable stock in. So it's probably still salty enough. Bit of pepper. And that is ready for the lentils. So I have 2 tins of pre-cooked brown lentils here, which I have strained and rinsed in cold water. So it's about 800 grams of cooked lentils. I prefer using cooked lentils just because it's a lot quicker, but if you have the time and you're going to make this ahead of time, then you can just use dry lentils and soak them overnight. That is absolutely fine. Let's give this another stir. And then this next part is obviously totally optional, but I'm going to add a little splash of red wine. Keep in some kind of Italian tradition. Just a splash. And make sure that's on a high heat so it cooks down nicely. And we'll just let that cook for a minute. Okay, so just a few more ingredients. So I have a teaspoon of rosemary, a splash of balsamic vinegar, gives it a really nice sweetness. And then I have some fresh basil, which I just roughly chopped up. I'm going to chuck that in. Give it a stir. And then I'm going to add the passata and some tinned tomatoes. You can just add passata if you like, but I like the kind of texture of tinned tomatoes as well, so I like doing both. So do the tinned tomatoes, and whichever tomatoes you have, whole. I'm using whole, but if you have diced, then it's obviously fine. Using a jar of passata, a good stir. And ideally you want to cook this for about an hour. I try and give it at least an hour. The longer obviously the better, just like a traditional bolognese. So this is looking perfect, and I will leave this to cook now for an hour. Okay, so this has been simmering away nicely on a really low heat for about an hour with the lid on. I stirred it a couple of times throughout that cooking process, and I also tried it for seasoning, and I decided that I wanted to add a little bit of chili, so I added a little bit of cayenne pepper, and you can do the same, or fresh chili is also beautiful. And I've just cooked a little bit of penne pasta, which I'm going to serve this with, but you can also serve it with some kale or some broccolini is also really beautiful. Or if you want a bit of winter comfort, a jacket potato, like a baked potato, you can do a sweet potato or just a normal potato. That served on top of that is delicious. Okay, so I have stirred some of the lentil bolognese through some penne that I cooked earlier, and just finished it with some fresh basil, some red chili, and some cracked black pepper, and a nice glug of olive oil to finish. And this will serve about 6 people. I like making a big batch and freezing it, which is really, really handy if you're running late and you just want a quick and easy dinner. Thanks for watching another episode of Persephone's Pantry. I really appreciate your support, so please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and keep an eye out for more videos like this. You can find the recipe on persephoneparkerthomas.com and follow me on Instagram at Persephone's Pantry. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this one, and see you next time. Bye guys.